welcome to another vlog. Oh my god, look at the state of that screen. Let's sort that out first. There we go. Right, okay, so it is nearing the end of November. Well, it's gone middle to end of November. And the official main season of Presthaven has closed, although owners are still able to stay there. So there are the odd holiday and cheap getaway that are going for you to take up on there. Although like the main complex, entertainment and things like that, they're just not active. So it's more of a base than it is anything whilst you're there. Anyway, that is this year, that is 2024. But we have had confirmation of what's planned for 2025 new on the park, and we're going to question where things are going to be. So they are having what they're calling a bark yard. Now I think the name might not be the same, but on Hafenamore, the Felly, they have like a gated mini dog. It's not for mini dogs. I don't know why I said mini dogs. It's a dog park with what should we call them? It's sort of like a little assault course. There we go. Get there in the end. Can't remember the name of it, but it rings Barkyard rings a bell. So I'm assuming that is what they're going to have there. Now on the park, we're just turning down now. On the park itself, it hasn't said where this is going to be. The new maps haven't been released yet. So I'm thinking they tend to keep everything close together. Like all the amenities and stuff like that, they tend to keep things quite close together. Now they did change the mini golf. It used to be 18 holes and it was over like the two parts, and they seem to have sectioned it off and has made one part they've done up and the other part they haven't taken away, but they haven't done anything to it, and it's not open. So, and it's right by the complex and really close to the mash and barrel bit where people sit. I mean, you can go indoors for your food there, but people tend to sit outdoors in the beer garden bit. So it'd be right next to that, and I'm thinking that would actually be quite a good place to sit this little dog assault course. So I'm thinking that's probably where it's going to be. Might find different. Let's see how quiet. Oh, they've got new plant in there. That's nice. As you can see to the left, they've taken a lot of the old caravans off. These will be owners that have given up their caravans, or fleet vans, ex-fleet vans. They renew them every so many years. We see the average owner tends to be, not all, but the average owner tends to be on the park between 5 and 7 years. I think really what we've come to find is it's maybe they start off with young children and then they exhaust the area, they use the park, they go to everything that's around the local area, and then maybe the kids get to a certain age where they're just not as interested in coming down to the park as they used to be. Not saying there's not anything here for older teenagers and whatnot, because there is, and there's plenty in the area. That just seems to be the pattern. So averagely it's 5 to 7 years turnover per owner. They may upgrade in that time, they might not, they might keep the same van. Anyway, that's completely off tangent. So back to what we were talking about, what's new for 2025. They already have the high rope adventure, but they are looking to add to it an aerial adventure and zip wire. Again, I think this is all going to be over the same area. This would be towards the back of the main complex, where the high ropes already exist, I would imagine. And a climbing wall. Again, we haven't had any confirmation information on where it's placed, but I would say that would be near the big jump. In fact, it might even be up the side of the big jump, because there's already a column there, and it would make sense to use the same thing. But that's not confirmed. The item is confirmed, just not whereabouts it is. Bungee trampolines. Now, I actually thought they were already here, or they had already been here. So maybe they've taken them away and they're going to bring them back. Or I might just be thinking of Having a Moor, because Having a Moor definitely have got them. Again, area-wise, they're all going to be sort of centred around the middle, I would imagine. There are actual grassy verges on the way up to the main complex, but I think for this particular haven, I think it makes sense to keep the staff all sort of localised. So if anyone was sick, they could cover that sort of thing. An inflatable area. Now, we've seen that on Having a Moor. That again is outside. That is where all their Zegway and aerial adventure and stuff like that is. That's all together. And then a kids and tots. That's how they've got it. So it's going to be younger kids and tots play area. Again, I thought they had one of these inside where the swimming pool area is. Maybe they're just doing it up, because it honest, the inside area where the swimming pool is did look a bit shabby last time I went in, and I do hope they give it a repaint. This cream colour that they've gone for is absolutely it's just so boring. It's just not holiday. If you look at the little units that they've got here with the colours on them, and Chopsticks is nice and bright, I don't know, I think it's just a bit lacklustre. They want some signage up, mash and barrel signs up, I don't know, it just looks very beige, cream, neutral, boring. Paint, make it look sparkly. Anyway, so that is what apparently is coming to the park for this year. So that's quite a bit of investment, to be fair. Let's see if we can actually have a look, see if there's any signs of any movement of anything by coming into here. So you can see the aerial adventure there already, the high ropes. And I would imagine that's where they're gonna have the zip wire. Right, what we'll do is we'll have a drive to the end of the park, and then we might just have a quick look round there and see what's changed. But it's quite early on in the season. It's not even in the season yet, is it? It's quite early on, before they shut, that they start doing a lot of the renovating. I wouldn't say we're due it yet, but we'll see. So if we head out, there we go. Nice blue sky day, no snow down here, no flooding down here, which actually makes a change when we've had bad weather. We get, well, you can see areas in the road where we'll get it. We've got the footballer, Manchester United footballer, come by a caravan down here last year. I would imagine he was somewhere on the Lodge Park. But as you can see, it's super quiet. Can you see the dunes to the left? Opposite side of them is your beach, but you've got a lot of dunes to get through. But they do have, and I think actually we'll make sure we cover them on a future vlog, because we'll do a good walk around the park. So if we, on a future vlog, point out all the access points to the beach, because there is quite a few, and they are nicely boarded out. So, being on here, you are super close to the beach. And I think we have pointed it out before, but again, we will do the walk. On another, like I say, on another vlog, we'll do a walking one. We'll have a walk around the park and this, that, and the other, and go into the entertainment areas. How clear you can see this on the camera, I do not know, but if you look directly in front, as in straight in front, down the path, straight into the horizon, you should see the top of a lighthouse. You might have to zoom it in. I don't know how clear this is. I can see it, but that's with my eyes. Anyway, so you've got Talacra Lighthouse there. Now, I have done a vlog in Talacra, so you can hop over and take a look at that if you choose to. But you've got direct access to Talacra via this footpath. And to Talacra Beach itself as well, so it's another bit of beach, but where the lighthouse is, a lovely area. So right down that pathway into Talacra, there are a couple of pubs. There is a chippy, a bakery, a cafe, an arcade. You still see the snow on the mountains, not mountains, hills. Flipping heck. It's just a couple of caravan parks down there as well. So it's just a nice little park, village. We passed the Bells of St Mary's on the way in. That's generally, I would imagine, the way you guys are going to be coming in, past the Bells of St Mary's, if you're coming in off the A55 from Liverpool, Manchester sort of area. If you're coming in that way, that'll be the way you land here. And the Bells do an unlimited breakfast if you don't want to eat on park, and they also do a carvery and pizza. I think it's a Stonehouse branding. So we'll go and have a quick walk round where the aerial adventure and that lot is, to see if we can see any signs of where they may be putting these items. But again, the park's investing, so while they're investing on new things, it means new things for the existing owners, new things for holiday makers alike, and yeah, it's always good to see investment. I just wish they'd change the colour of the buildings. Really wish they'd change the colour of the buildings. I'm not entirely sure. I very much doubt it's got anything to do with the environment side of things, because at one point I know any new development on the caravan site itself, the caravans had to be environmental green colour. That seems to have gone out the window, because we've got brown, beige, grey, green, blue, cream. So that didn't seem to last long, but the idea was it was meant to have less of an impact on the horizon as you look down from the actual villages above, that for the residents that live here. But yeah, that does seem to have gone out of the window. Whether or not they're still meant to do that, I don't know. But yeah, they're kind of all higgledy-piggledy in whatever colour they fancy being. Let's pull over here. The shop will be shut. Oh, it's gone bitterly cold now. We've got the EV charging. That came last season, I think it was. Might have been the start of this season, to be quite honest. Oh. Those who remember, who have been here years ago, there used to be arcades here. And the laundrette, I think. Yeah, so I would say somewhere around here, this is where you're going to have your zip wire. There's a bit of space there at the back. That's one of the pathways onto the beach there. Even that maybe the climbing wall could be there. There's quite a bit of space there towards the back, and it'd cover the staff accommodation behind the ranger station. I suppose, I mean, where there's a bit of grass you could stick anything. The dog park could be there. This cough seems to have plagued me. There we go. There's an official pathway onto the beach. Can you see there with the wooden posted sign? Had a cold a few weeks, well, about a month ago now. For whatever reason, this pesky cough has not gone. So if we have a look, kind of going the long way around, we'll have a look at what the old golf course was and see if it's literally still the old golf course or if they've actually done any work to it. See what I mean about the colour though? It literally looks like it's missing signage. Right, so this is the old golf. Oh, I can't even speak today. Old golf. And nothing's been done on there, but it is quite a big space. So maybe, actually that bark wasn't there. So perhaps that's what they're going to do. Perhaps they're going to cover it in bark. And when I said barkyard, it's a pun on the word. Maybe it's literal bark, not dog bark. So maybe that is where that's going to be. It's probably, I mean, if they're not going to do anything golf-wise, it's probably not a bad area because it's already gated off. This side's already been quite well developed. Caravans on there, 76,000 for that one there. No site fees till 2031. That's when you join their like the owner scheme. So basically they'll let your caravan out X amount of weeks of the year. You get to keep it yourself for X amount of weeks of the year and they knock it off your bill. Making it a bit more affordable for as an option. I don't know. It's not for everyone. If you can afford to not to do it that way, you know, because they will take some of the better dates, you know, like through the 6-week holiday and things like that. To be fair, that wouldn't bother us because Spud's business is the busiest through the holidays, so we don't get time off then anyway. Yeah, so I don't know whether they could, but you see if they could actually have like a climbing wall up the side of that building. It's just whether or not they've got enough room at the top for people to go up, but there is room here. Definitely there is room here. Oh, it seems very odd. I mean, it's not shut, if that makes sense, but it seems very odd when there's no holidaymakers about. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you own on here? Would you own on here? You coming on a holiday? Are you going to be here for 2025? We will keep nipping down, which we do anyway, but we'll keep nipping down and seeing what changes are being made and when it is only November, so they've got really till March, even April, because I don't think this golf was ready for the beginning of this season. Not right at the beginning, I might be wrong. But really by March we should have seen some of the items being added anyway, so we'll keep a look. And chopsticks, I've got to admit, I can't literally rate that enough. Every time we've gone, we've had really good food from there. There we go. See you on the next one.